I'm live. If you're out there, here I am. It's that happy time again. Saturday. And it's the Hurricane Spliffy show. And get Spliffy with me. It'll only be a few minutes. So come on along. Come on along and we'll have a time. I won't say it's a good time, but we'll have a time, okay? So I'm just kind of hanging out here, waiting for the show to go somewhere. I don't know. We'll get it going here in a minute. I'm kind of waiting to get stoned. I haven't done that all day. Although I might look stoned. It's just these eyes I have. They just always look this way. I'm like in a perpetual stone look. Anyway, they kind of put the nails in Chauvin's coffin this week. Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman, the highest ranking officer on the Minneapolis Police Department, testified yesterday. And he said what they did to George Floyd was totally unnecessary and uncalled for. Kneeling on somebody's neck is neither part of the training nor is it policy. He said that once a person is handcuffed, it's the officer's responsibility to make sure that person is. So obviously putting him on the ground and kneeling on his neck is not safe, nor does it watch out for the well-being of the individual who's handcuffed. He said that once a person's handcuffed, they're harmless. Okay? There's nothing they can do to you if they're handcuffed behind their back. Most they can do is try to kick at you. And you can move out of the way. That's what he said. And he said if they try to kick you, you can move out of the way. Okay? So they had no right to put him on the ground and kneel on his head, kneel on his neck. Okay? It's not policy, procedure. It's not trained, and it's not allowed. This is the highest ranking man on their police department that said that. He's been there since like 1985. Okay? So by now he ought to know what's right and what's not. And he said it was not. I mean, of all the people, all the witnesses they had all week, and they were literally witnesses. They were there on the scene, saw what happened. I think this guy carried the most weight. Especially considering that in the opening remarks, they said that Chauvin had been trained to do this and that it was acceptable procedure on the department, or in the department. And now we know better. Okay, we know different. That was not the case. So I don't see where this guy, Chauvin, is going to go off. It would seem to me that testimony this week was most damning. I really think that he's fucked, and I'm glad. So, Major League Baseball being pressured by the Players Association. Buds, welcome aboard. So, Major League Baseball being pressured by the Players Association is pulling the All-Star game from Atlanta, costing the state somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million. Probably more than that. Still, it's heartwarming to see. They're doing this over the change in their voting laws. Primarily this business of not being able to give people food and water while they're waiting in line. But Just like in basketball, the players are running things, and it's nice to see. Although where Major League Baseball is going to move the All-Star game is in question, considering there's like 47 states who are trying to change their voting laws. So I guess they could move to Illinois. They could bring it to Wrigley or White Sox Park. Illinois is not one of those states that's trying to change their voting laws. So they could always come here, okay? They could always come here. So we got that going for us. Now, in addition to Major League Baseball, there are numerous major corporations who are also condemning Georgia for changing their laws. And Texas is hot on Georgia's heels. They're about to change their voting rights as well. So there could be numerous corporations pulling out of these states and moving elsewhere. Coca-Cola is threatening Georgia. Excuse me. The governor is most defiant, by the way. When you consider that these changes over perceived oh, hey, I missed 420. Nobody told me. Happy 423. So I guess I'll just have, it was unstable for a while. I got the wrong size cones. These are small ones. So I'll just have to smoke more of them. Makes me feel like I got more though, because I got 5 of these out of an eighth instead of the usual 3. Oh, damn. Sweet of the week is a bit on the coffee side. So this week's mass murder was in Orange, California. This is getting to be a regular thing, and I don't like it. We don't need mass murders in mass, okay? You know, every 6 months or so it'd be fine, but one a week, it's getting monotonous. 4 people were killed, including a 9-year-old boy. Aminadab Gonzalez is the culprit. He's been charged with 4 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. We got to put a stop to this shit, okay? I suppose gun control is one answer, although it seems to be pretty easy to get a gun, even on the street, okay? So I don't know if that's a good idea. But if you can spray places with bullets, maybe something fires fewer rounds at a time might be a good idea. Although I don't know what he was armed with. But one woman is still hospitalized in critical condition with multiple gunshot wounds. So I would imagine he had at least a semi-automatic weapon. So another killing news. 18-year-old Capitol Police Officer William Evans died. I'm sure you heard about that. Somebody, this guy, that was his name. Drove his car into the Capitol grounds, jumped out and started stabbing people. Killed William Evans, injured another officer. Now, this is because the barricades were taken down and the National Guard were removed from the premises, and all in response to GOP bitching about the security, the increased security since January 6th, calling it Fort Pelosi, demanding that the fences and the razor wire and everything be taken down and that the National Guard go away. So they were taken down, the fences were taken down, and the National Guard went away. And then this happened. So as of this morning, whoops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. There. I don't know what happened to me. I disappeared, at least on my screen. But so as of today, the fence is back up. The National Guard is back at the Capitol building. And we're back to maximum security at the Capitol. And the Republicans can bitch all they want, but at least they're safe. So this guy Noah Green, though, he was anti-FBI and the U.S. government, and he claims that they were trying to control his mind, and that federal government was I know I have a runny nose today. That the federal government is the enemy of the black people. That's what he posted. So he decided to take matters into his own hands. And they shot him. He's dead. So it'll save us the cost of a trial. Now, here's an interesting story. You know, Biden is trying to push through a bill to improve the infrastructure in this country. Well, Texas had an infrastructure plan going. They were going to widen I-45 in Houston. Seeker, welcome aboard. Just about to start a story about the widening of I-45 in Houston. And apparently this was an infrastructure project Texas was taking on by themselves. So the federal Department of Transportation stepped in and stopped the project. Now our transportation secretary is Pete Buttigieg. And the reason they stopped the project is they invoked the Civil Rights Act, because it seems that this expansion project would require the destruction of thousands of homes and businesses, close churches and schools in predominantly Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. So rather than displace all these people, Secretary Pete decided he'd just stop the whole fucking project and make Texas find some other way to do this without displacing everybody, without destroying these minority businesses, without closing these churches and schools. So be interesting to see what Texas comes up with. But protecting the poor, doing the right thing. And it's heartwarming to see that that sort of thing is going on. Okay. Texas has done enough bad things to the poor people in this country for a long time. Okay. And it's nice to see the feds stepping in to change that. Now, indicted Seminole County, Florida tax collector will be going to trial shortly. Well, his close friend, GOP Representative Matt Gaetz, is now under and has been under since last summer investigation for sex trafficking of minors. Okay. And allegedly having sex with a 17-year-old. Of course, he denies all of this. But apparently it's his own party isn't exactly behind him. There are Republicans in Florida who are already jockeying for his seat in Congress. So he was a very, very close ally to the orange guy. But everybody seems to be distancing themselves from him now. I wonder that the demographics of people living in low value housing alongside our nation's highways are about the same there as anywhere else. And so are we going to invoke civil rights each time? Well, I don't know. I think this is a special case in Houston. Welcome aboard, Doc. I think this was intentional displacement of these people. Okay. I think there's another way this can be done, and that was clear to them at the federal level, and that this was intentional displacement of these people in Houston. So I think there's a way around what they wanted to do, but they just wanted to clean up the area, if you know what I mean. So I think that's what was behind it all. So, Costa Rica. And this is a question I have for all you growers out there. Costa Rica is using coffee waste. You know, when they pick coffee, Katie, welcome aboard, and thank you for the flowers. You know, coffee beans, when they grow coffee, they're like cherries. They're big, okay? And they peel the husks off of them, and inside is the bean, the green coffee bean, okay, which is then roasted and ground, and we make coffee from it. I'm sure you all know that. Well, anyway, in Costa Rica, they're taking those hulls from the coffee beans. This is an experiment conducted by the University of Hawaii in Costa Rica. Okay. And what they did is they took two played out pieces of land, old farming land and grazing land that had been played out. And this grass grew in there. This type of grass, I forget what it's called, but anyway, this shit, if it's grass that's used for grazing, but if it's not grazed over, it can grow to be 16 feet high. Okay, and it chokes out everything. Nothing else can grow there. This grass just chokes out everything. So what they did is they went in and they took this waste, which is usually just composted. They took this coffee waste and they put about 20 inches of it over the land, over the surface, after they cleared it. Okay, put about 20 inches of this coffee waste over the surface and planted trees on both of these plots of land. They only put the coffee waste on one plot of land. The other land they just tilled and planted trees. And on the piece of land that they put the coffee waste, 80% of it grew trees. And some of these trees in a 2-year period of time grew to 15 feet. Okay, and these are tropical trees. Okay. Some of them reach 80 feet in height. So 80% of the land, the treated land, was reforested. On the untreated side, only 20% of land grew trees. Now, what impressed me about this was that I'm wondering if you get some green coffee beans, unroasted coffee beans, and you mix this in your soil, your grow soil, I wonder if you'd get like huge plants real fast. And onto soils and feeding. I see lots of nitrogen in the coffee grounds. Well, I'm wondering if you use green beans and grind them up, if it wouldn't be even more potent. You know? Coffee grounds need to be composted before use because it's an acidic enough to slow or stunt growth. Well, I'm wondering though, because they're using coffee waste and they're not composting it. Okay, they're using the coffee waste, but not composting it because they've always composted the waste in the past. This time they're not composting it. They put 20 inches of the waste on top of the soil. Spinach tea is awesome in veg. I see. But I mean, they're not composting it this time. They're just putting it on top of the soil uncomposted. So that's why I was wondering if I ground up green coffee beans. You can buy green beans. I already looked online. So when composting large piles of brush, I use as much coffee grounds as possible. The husks are being used, but they're not composting the husks. They used to compost them. So I'm thinking maybe if I just grind up the green beans, that might be a really healthy boost for growing shit. I'm thinking maybe trying it with one plant. Oh, it's naturally composting. I see. It breaks down in the soil. What you put on the soil will compost. I see. Well, maybe I'll give that a shot. Fresh willow shoots are full of great hormones. Make a tea with them. Fresh willow shoots, you mean? What you do is feed soil organisms, and then their poop feeds the plants. Oh, wow. So the weed of the week is Bubba Diagonal, 22% THC, and it is an indica. So today's wow story is about me and something that happened to me a long time ago. And I hope after I tell you this story, none of you will ever stay at a Hyatt property, okay? As a favor to me. It was Mrs. Spliffy and I have the same birthday, okay? I can say I've used coffee grounds on my flowers outside, and it stunted their growth. Just my experience. I don't try to use it. I see. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it a shot just for the hell of it. Since they reforested Costa Rica with it, I think I'll try. Anyway, it was I believe it was around 1976, and it was our birthday. And there's a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, called the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. And we went there and stayed for our birthday. And we had a wonderful time. And it was a package deal. I think it was, I forget if it was like 2 nights stay and included you got a booklet, and it had a couple of restaurants in there, and I forget what other stuff was in the booklet. But anyway, one of the restaurants was this place called Hugo's, and Hugo's had fabulous steaks, okay, and it was included in the package. So we had a wonderful time, and our anniversary is in December. So in November, I called up, asked them if they had the same package, and they told me they did. So I made reservations for our anniversary. Now, a week prior to our anniversary, they had a big singles weekend there where they flew in people from Canada, okay, and had a big singles bash at the place, and they destroyed the hotel, okay. I mean, literally just tore the place up. They were crapping in the fountain. People were doing all kinds of weird shit there, okay. So we come to stay, and we get our booklet, and I flip through the booklet, and dinner at Hugo's Gourmet Restaurant is no longer included in the package. They substituted another restaurant instead. Not as nice a place, not the same menu. So I said, hey, wait a minute. There's no dinner at Hugo's in the package anymore. I said, when I made my reservation a month ago, they told me it was still included. She said, well, we've changed the package since then. I said, well, I'm not satisfied. So she called the manager out. The manager comes out and he said, well, the best I can do is give you a $25 refund and exclude one of the restaurant coupons. Well, in 1976, $25 was a sufficient amount to refund me. So I said, okay, fine. He said, well, here's a voucher for $25 when you check out. Give them the voucher and you'll get your refund. I said, okay, fine. So we spent the weekend, had a nice time, and everything was great. We checked out. I got my $25 and we left. A couple of weeks later, while I'm at work, my wife gets a phone call. And this guy identifies himself as being from the Hyatt. And he's extremely rude, swearing at my wife, claiming that we did $837 worth of damage to this room. And that if we didn't pay up, we were going to be in deep shit. So the place where my wife worked offered free legal advice. So she went to that attorney, and he said, well, we'll just write a letter. Now, the guy who owned the company where my wife worked was General Douglas MacArthur's brother. And at the time, the third richest man in the world. So he wrote a letter, the attorney did, to the Hyatt. And it said, you're messing with an employee of the third richest man in the world. And you're claiming that there were these damages done. And if so, then a crime was committed. And if a crime was committed, then somebody should be arrested. You have no right to be harassing my client. So they issued a warrant for my arrest. Rosemont Police Department did, for criminal damage to property. And I got a phone call from Rosemont Police Department say, turn yourself in by tomorrow morning or we're going to come get you. So I figured, they don't need to come get me. I'll go out to Rosemont, turn myself in. And I got out there, and they released me on my own recognizance after they printed me and booked me and all that shit. And I go to court, and this attorney from where my wife works is there to represent me. Still no cost to me. And I said to him, what if no one from the Hyatt shows up? And he says, well, then I'll ask for a dismissal and we'll get the hell out of here. I say, sounds good to me. So we're sitting and waiting, and we're the last case to be called. There for about 2 hours. We get up in front of the judge. There's no one there from the Hyatt. So my attorney says, Your Honor, I move that this case be dismissed. And the judge points at my lawyer and he says, you, go sit down. He says, bailiff, call the Hyatt and have him send someone over. Okay. So we sat for about 45 minutes. Finally, this guy comes over from the Hyatt, and it's the manager that I had dealt with when I first arrived. He also had signed the voucher when I left the hotel so that I could get my $25. Now, being a young hippie at the time, I didn't bother to save my receipts from my credit card when I paid for the hotel, nor did I save my credit card statement after I paid it. So I'm there in front of the judge. This guy from the Hyatt says he never saw me before in his life. He said we never checked out of the room, and that they called up to the room several times, and we said we'd be right down, but we never checked out. And that when they went up to the room, it was completely trashed. There was a hole cut in the mattress. The lamp was broken, and a chair had been thrown out the window. Well, I had had back surgery the previous winter, and I wasn't allowed to lift anything over 35 pounds. I wore a corset, and I was not in any shape to do any damage to anything. So I was, my spine was being fused naturally. So I was in a 3-year recovery period, okay, from the surgery. This was only the end of the year one. So there was no way I could do any of this damage they claimed I did. But I was standing there without any proof that I had paid my bill because I didn't have any of the cash register, any of the credit card receipts or anything. And then it dawned on me, I just happened to have the receipt from the voucher in my wallet. So I pulled that out and I showed it to him and I said, this is the man who signed it when I checked out. So I must have checked out or he couldn't have signed it. I got my $25 back. So he admitted that, yes, it was his signature. And yes, I must have checked out or I couldn't have gotten the $25. And I was off the hook. So as I'm leaving the courtroom, I get one of these from him from across the room, you know. So I walked over to him and he says, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Sullivan, for the mix-up. He says, and I hope you won't hold it against us and that you'll stay at Hyatt hotels in the future. And I said, fuck you very much. And I'm never going to stay at a Hyatt hotel. And I'm going to tell everyone in the world about this the rest of my life. And I hope none of them ever stay at a Hyatt hotel either. So 6 years later, five, 6 years later, I got the job with the State Liquor Control Commission. And I had 2 Hyatt hotels in my territory, including the one that busted me. And believe you me, I got revenge twice a year, okay, in those hotels. I made sure I found something wrong all the time, okay, every time. Finable offenses, every single fucking time, okay. So do me a favor and don't stay at any Hyatt hotels, okay. So. Hi, Mike. Welcome aboard. All is well with me. In fact, I got good news. I went to my neurologist this week about my tremors. And I told him that I read an article about how ultrasound treatments have been effective in treating tremors, and that last July it was approved by the FDA and is now covered by Medicare. And he said yes. And he gave me a referral to Rush Hospital in Chicago. And I'm supposed to call him in a week and make an appointment because by then they'll have my medical records. So hopefully I can stop shaking. The only thing that works now is like 3 or 4 bottles of beer. And I don't like drinking all that beer. It bloats me. And I can lose 5 pounds, go up the bar, have 4 beers, and gain 3 of it back. Okay. I don't know what the deal is there. So please don't stay at Hyatt hotels. Okay. Because I really got screwed, I thought. I think I have to scroll back on the chat because I may have missed some things. Let's see here. You don't mind when deer browse the berry bushes and things? They drop fur and excrement, which feeds the soil. Whole world develops among them pellet piles. Yes, it does. The cat just had a nightmare. Hissed and scared himself. Me and his sister ran. Scared her so bad. And nitrogen not good when it's not. When it's not. It is when it is. That makes sense. I don't know the nuances. One thing I learned though, observation is too thin in the ground. Don't pile on thick. Right. So I thought I'd grind it up and maybe just toss it in. So Greg Judy, a regenerative farmer on YouTube, feeds and seeds his pastures by rolling out hay on pastures and allowing much of it to be stomped into the soil by the cattle. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. What does he grow? What's his primary crop? Because of course around here they rotate corn and soybeans. You know, we're in the corn belt here. You know, a friend of mine was driving his son downstate to take a look at ISU. And now he's lived in Illinois. This kid has lived in Illinois all his life. And they were driving past a cornfield, and the kid said, "Dad, what's that shit?" Didn't know what fucking corn looked like. Lived in Illinois all his life. Didn't know what corn looked like. Blew my mind. He raises sheep and cattle on the pastures, which the soil feeds. Tried used coffee your first grow, never again. Well, that's why I want to try green beans. Because they're not all roast. Everything isn't roasted out of them. You know, one day people will understand that the dirt is just as alive as the plants that grow it in it. Yes, exactly. Plants are only as good as the life in the soil. Exactly. That's why we have deserts. Okay, because it's been played out. One only mixed in 2 cups to my soil. Well, that's a lot. It seems like a lot. I don't want to use that much. You know. Well, you know, I had that story last week about that fellow who's that engineer who's dredging to. He wants to reforest uh, the Sinai Peninsula, and he was instrumental in building the islands at Dubai. He's Dutch. I did that story last week. You know, we could probably reforest much of the desert out west if we wanted to. And it not only improves the soil, but improves the air, changes the direction of the winds, does a lot. You know, brings water back. You know, changes the climate, doesn't just change the soil, brings in rain. Oh, a yard of soil. I see. His guest was a soil expert. Oh, most of all of your limited experiences in open soil based. I see. Costa Rica has very rich jungle soil to begin with. You cannot use that kind of science in a general use for the whole world's food supply. Jungle soil isn't that rich. Costa Rica started paying farmers to grow to grow trees on their farms, to to reforest rather than farm. So El Chupanibre, corn and soybeans only dominate around here because of the markets. Illinois is the world leader in growing pumpkins also. Really, I didn't know that. I've both done container and open soil gardens in the Arizona desert. And what did you add to the soil? Well, of course, it's because of the markets, Chupa. Uh, that's why we're in the Corn Belt. Composted cow shit. Yeah, that'll work. We've got plenty of those around here, too. Soils I play with in temperate rainforest zones. Our soil ecologies vary. Yeah, rainforest soil isn't that great. There's just a lot of decay that helps things grow. So, uh, um, but it's not real fertile soil. There's just heavy decay. So it's constantly enriching itself from the top, but the soil underneath sucks. Well, because it feeds bad bacteria. Don't use manure. Wow. Tons of fungal bacteria, lots of action, rich soils. Heavy decay caused compost. Right. But the soil below that composted stuff isn't very rich. But what I'm saying is if you dig down deep, the stuff is crap. It's the heavy rains and the stuff that decays rapidly that helps everything grow. They have a lot of rapid decay because of the heavy rains. Rain makes the top feed the bottom. Yeah. Fungal hyphae networks soil resources to favored plants and other marvelous things. Yeah, I'm still going to try the coffee bean thing, though. Get me some green beans and give that a shot. So what you guys smoking out there? Can't tell me nobody's smoking out there. I got this, whatever I said it was. I already forgot. Oh yeah, Bubba Diagonal. No wonder I forgot. Oh, buds. Thursday, a dog came down and we officially cracked into the Ghost Train A's. So I set some of that aside for you too. Next time you come over, I got some of that Ghost Train Haze for you. So I got exactly 1.5 ounces out of that plant. And I already smoked 1/2 ounce of it. Well, I owed dog some and I set some aside for you. So I didn't smoke the whole 1/2 ounce. And of course, Mrs. Spliffy, she smokes too. So she filled up her container. So I probably smoked, I don't know, 7 grams of it maybe. But it's nice. Tastes nice, smokes smooth. I think you'll like it. Amazed that fungus trades resources with plants, using its tissue like underground highways, gathering and trading, perhaps favoring plants with produce habitat, which the fungi organism prefers. Oh, didn't know. I thought the fungus was more parasitic than symbiotic. How smart is the fungus? I don't know. Depends on the fungus. It's like people. Stupid fungus. I see. There's a fungus among us. Remember that? Do we have any symbiotic fungi? Some are parasitic. Most feed on dead stuff. Some break down stone. Some feed on both the dead and the living. All the rest of which I don't know. Okay. Haven't been personally introduced. I'm sure there's more out there than you could count without your fingers getting sore. Or outdoors is a different animal compared to indoors, I would imagine. First of all, you have to contend with all the little critters out there. And of course, you don't want to use any pesticides because you'll be smoking them later. So, some fungus grows in human tissue. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we're covered with fungi, one kind or another. Yeah. It's like all these antibacterial products, I stay away from those for the most part because who knows what beneficial bacteria you might be killing, you know? Exactly. That's why I'm saying uh, I stay away from antibacterial things. Uh, well, that's okay. We need to decompose. You know, that's why buying a metal casket box and then putting it in a concrete vault in the ground is the dumbest damn thing you can do. Okay? That's the dumbest damn thing you can do. It's ridiculous to spend that kind of money, first of all. Okay? And to not let your body decay in the ground. Consume the medicine of others. Eat natural foods to acquire the chemistry they use to protect themselves from all the baddies. Precisely. My fungus are going to bomb. Oh, your fungus are going to burn. Waste of good land. It is. Golf courses and cemeteries are a waste of land. Okay. You can use a golf simulator and play any course in the world instead of wasting all that land. And cemeteries are always in the best of neighborhoods in big cities because they used to be on the outskirts of town and then towns grew up around them. Okay. So now they're in the best of neighborhoods. And it's such a waste of good land. Much of the north side of Chicago near the lake is cemetery. What a waste. Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. Acres and acres of good land is boxes buried in the ground. Is on your bird bath. Oh, must be thirsty. Oh, you're having a hot weekend, aren't you? You're in the 90s or something out there. My bestie came home. Today's her hubby's birthday. So she's back. Oh. So she left sooner than I thought. She left yesterday. Excuse me. She got home yesterday, late last night. But she made the trip out there in 25 and a half hours from here. So she and her daughter. So that's pretty quick. He and his mate have a nest somewhere. They were having fun on my bird bath the other day. Oh, the pair of them, huh? Maybe a little mating going on there. It's that time of year, you know. I like golf, but hate the courses. I only golf once. I golf most every time I work with dirt. Always the stones are there for efficiency and to make fun. Yeah, I enjoy golfing those stones into tidy piles. Ah, cool. Yeah, I used to play golf when I got out of the service. There wasn't anybody to play with except everybody's dad, so I gave it up. Uh, dip in the hot tub a lot. I can't do hot tubs. High blood pressure. So, got to stay away from those. Oh, the Hawks. Yeah, they're taking a dip in the hot tub. I see what you mean. Well, I'm not missing this one. I am prepared for this 420. I ain't missing this one. Yeah, you got to wait another hour, Katie, huh? You used to only have to wait an hour. Now you got to wait 2 hours on my show. Oh, you're welcome to get in on this one. You know, anytime, any of these 20s. Happy 420, everybody. Well, what, I can't joke with you? Well, I didn't get to it till 423, buds. Last time. I was too busy talking. You know how it is. Afghani. That's nice. This is that Bubba Diagonal in the couch. I like what I grew better. Because the price was right. Didn't cost me $54 an eighth. Got some good weed the other day. What'd you get? That's with my veterans discount. $54 an eighth. Acapulco Gold. 100% Afghan strain. It went $80 for 4 fem seeds. Cherry Tang Diamonds. Ooh. They didn't have the Whaler strain though, huh? Harpoon Tang. I like golf as an exercise of exerting will across space. Wanting a result and willing it so through balanced use of brain and brawn, feeling my being through action and world. An exercise of exerting will across space. I see that. Dabbed your heart out last night? Did you put it back today? Gotta be careful. You'll run out of that shit and then you gotta go buy more. Smoking Done Mega. Don't know. Works and my regulars were out of stock. I see. Well, so long as it works. That's what counts. Working is all that matters. I mean, isn't it? Truly? It's going to get hot. By hot, you mean 70 degrees? Talk to Katie about hot. What's in herbs now? Yeah, you got to get the magical butter machine going. You know, of course, you could just buy an ounce, and of course, you need more because you got to do at least 2 pounds of butter. It's all good if it's all good. These terpenes do it. Well, that's what counts. This stuff is pretty good, but it's nice to have something that's not so fucking dried out. You know, all the shit you get from the dispensary is just so fucking dry as a bone. Of course, I guess I could keep it in the humidor. It's 92 right now. Uh huh. A dryer for weed. Oh, I see. So it doesn't dry it out too fast. Is that it? Keeps it at a moderate humidity so it doesn't dry it out too fast. The humidifier and fan setup I did worked out okay. Uh, could have been cooler in my tent. 4 days. Oh, okay. Which leaves a smell. Once you smoking, won't want you to smoke more. I can see that. Yeah, the aromatic varieties, ones that are more aromatic than others. Yeah, you add humidity. Yeah, you have to. Different climates. You know. Actually, we're not in a bad place to grow weed, you know. Oh, humidity's in the single digits. Yeah, it's mighty dry. And we get hot, humid summers, but I don't know, not as hot as they used to be, it seems. And winters aren't as snowy as they used to be either, or as cold. When I bought dispensary weed, I always added moisture. I see. Yeah, that stuff is dry. I figured I'd just leave everything in the cure until I get around to smoking it. You have a dehumidifier running and your room is still at 60%. Wow. Not me. I got my jars around 60%, but the house is much drier than that. Some good weed coming out of higher elevations, like where Pilgor is. Stony, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Oh, and Seeker, this is an attack-free zone now, just so you know. Two of this building's walls are cinder block against earth. I see. So it's an earth-sheltered place. So you have natural humidity from underground. So you're an earth-sheltered home? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, earth-sheltered home. That's what I've always referred to them as. Oh, this is Bubba Diagonal. It's um, an indica, of course, or I'd be able to remember. Oh, so you get the humidity coming from the soil coming right through the wall. I see. You can't seal that? I see. You made a room inside a detached garage. Oh, okay. Can't you seal the concrete block? They have sealant for that. Yeah, diagonal, Bubba Diagonal. More like a 10-foot than a room. I see. So it's your playroom? Literally your man cave? That sort of thing? You really dug yourself a man cave? There. I was perched. Yeah, so I got to get my ass in gear and get another grow going. I don't think it's even possible for those sealant products to stop the water coming from outside in. Would have to excavate and treat the outside while also installing adequate drainage. I see what you mean. Put in drain tiles and all that crap. Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, Sonny. Yeah, what's that guy sell on TV? That crap the guy sells in all kinds of forms. You know who I mean? Is that the weather? Is that Weather Seal? You know who I'm talking about? Guy that makes a boat out of a screen door or some shit. Yay! Good for you, Katie. Magic Seal. That's the guy. I've seen the failed results of sealant paint and coatings painted on interior wall. Can't possibly stop hydraulic pressure. Yeah, you're right. Tar emulsion. Ah, Magic Seal will do it. Magic Seal can seal anything. Drain tile and gravel. Yep. The only thing that works. You got to do it right or not at all. Come and do mine. I need a foundation, Stony. Come and do mine. Come and do my foundation. Pay all your expenses, even your weed. But you got to bring it with you, but I'll buy it for you or from you or whatever. We're all retired or just tired, one or the other. One guy on YouTube had a viral video about putting Magic Seal on a red ant mound. Stop the ants and plug the hole till the ants dug around it. Or I would, cough, cough. Yeah, I got to find somebody soon before I lose my cellar. Fortunately, we haven't had much of a rainy season, just drizzly. The deluges are the ones that kill me. So, oh yeah, maybe him and the old lady had an argument. So he went out drinking. That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. We go down to the bar for a couple of beers too. You know, go down there and visit with Laurie or Suzanne or Mary. Maybe Mac will show up. See, when Mac shows up, then there's free shots. You like tequila? We could have some Don Julio 1942. Yeah, I know. It was one of my stories today. All because of Georgia's voting laws. I think they eat and come up to rest in the shade. They act wasted. They fly off in a hurry as they leave me a white gift. Yes, they do. Nice big one. No water. Yeah, they haven't decided where, though, I don't think, where they're going to play the game. When you got like 47 or 48 states, they that they want to move it to. I mean, that want to change their election laws. Um, you got to wonder where the hell they're going to move it. It seems to me there there's only a couple of states they can move it to. Illinois is one. We're not changing our voting laws. A vapor barrier could be installed, which has the vapor beading on the inside of it. Then drop down the drain track and out. Did that on Dad's tool shop. Used the polywall. It's nice enough for interior. Yeah, you could do that. A vapor barrier. Can't move it to Phoenix. No, it could come here. The NFL is the only reason Arizona recognizes Martin Luther King. That's funny. Well, if they wouldn't have included the food and water thing, they'd have gotten away with this shit in Georgia. It was the food and water thing that got them in the most trouble. Okay. You can't deny people food and water. Okay, and get away with it. That was their big mistake. Okay, I mean, that was just stupid. Especially if you look back at the last presidential election and how long the fucking lines were in Georgia because there were so few polling places already. No, they can't defend that shit. You're right. Parents' health has declined. They may sell the property, but they're still the horde of stuff to deal with. So I deal with the high humidity and we put property improvement on hold. I see. Yeah, I know. I got a horde of stuff I have to deal with. I'd like to do it before I'm gone. Sell off a bunch of shit. Like coin collection and that kind of stuff. I'd rather have the money for it than give it to my kid. Jumping Jim Crow laws. Well, this is Jim Crow 2.0. That's all. GOP, get out of politics. I don't know that they have ever been in politics. I think they've. I guess they're in politics. They're not in government. It's. Oh, cool. At least you're recycling the water. But you are putting it back in the ground. So. Ready for Georgia 3.0. Yeah, well, that change is coming too, you know. They did elect 2 Democratic senators. They are imploding. And they're scrambling, and this is how they're doing it, you know. They're trying to make changes. And there's so much pressure from the other side now. I mean, when it's coming from big business, you know, and professional sports, you know, who knows? They'll start pulling teams out pretty soon. Watch, it'll happen. And it, you know, and the pressure is coming from the players, you know, and that's what's nice. I mean, because a lot of these players, you know, a lot of these players are African American, you know, and Hispanic. They're going to put the pressure on. You know, the only the only the only sport that's not a threat is hockey. You know, so. Well, it's not like they have dicks. So look at Mitch McConnell. You know, he doesn't even have a chin. So what a turtle ass looking dude. You know, it's like he left his shell in Kentucky. You know. Tyler Perry has his new Hollywood out of Atlanta. I keep thinking about the businesses that'll be hurt by the boycott. Not all deserve it. You're right. You're right. They don't. Um, Coca-Cola is being pretty vocal. I wonder how many minority employees they have in the state of Georgia. You're having fun with this, huh, Stoney? How about go out and play? Dorian Gray, huh? Yeah, well, it's going to be Dorian blackballed pretty soon. Get back to work. Yeah, that's what they need. Dorian Orange. The leader, Dorian Orange. And who want a picture of that? Don't want no picture of Dorian Orange. Not never. Wouldn't want to see that. The Trump pansies. Yes. I can see them all swinging from trees. So I saw an Ivanka story. Let me look that up. I don't know why I didn't do it in the news, because it was a bad story for her. See if I can find it. You know, you'd think if it was something nasty about Ivanka, I would have read about it. But I mean, I would have told you about it, but I didn't. Let's see. I mean, it was a total fail on her part. Let's see what it was. But it wasn't a sub story to another story. Oh, come on. Where are you, Ivanka? There hasn't been any news lately about this Trump case in New York, which leads me to believe they're getting shit together. No, I can't seem to find it now. No. Gosh, I should have saved the story when I saw it. Shame on me. No. I'm sorry, folks. From now on, I promise to bring you all any of the Trump children news I find. Yes, Princess Purse. So good this moment is for the venting of steam in light way. Yes, it is. Breaking news: Ivanka has an orgasm for the first time, although she was asleep. She was sad. It was a wet dream. It was a moist dream. I'm sure it couldn't have been too wet. She would have complained. Can't find it? No. Just make some shit up then. Okay. Oh, you got it, Stoney. Uh, oh my. Oh my. Yeah. From now on, any of those kids, any of the orange kids, I'll definitely do those stories. Okay. Princess Ice Purse. Yes. Yes. Let's get back to this. Haven't had a hit in quite some time. I was scrolling for so long. Can you use the Orange Kids line? Sure. Absolutely. What do we gonna call the boys? Gotta have names for the boys. Yeah, the Orange Kids, Princess Ice Purse. And then we have to have names for each of the two boys. Beavis and Butthead? Yeah, we can call them that. Beavis and Butthead, sure. Absolutely. They are definitely Beavis and Butthead. Isn't it amazing that anytime they posted anything, they'd put their fucking foot in it, you know? You know what I mean? I mean, anytime they posted anything, they fucked it up, you know? Dick and prick. Let's stick with Beavis and Butthead. Numb and dumb. Yeah. These are all good. Yes, especially numb and dumb. Yeah. Because, he's numb a lot of the time. I can't feel my face. I can't feel my face. Absolutely. Had those glazed over eyes when he was on TV. It was outstanding. Republican Party has grown repugnant to you. But like with classic car covered with in birds squat. Okay. I don't want to toss the car. Just want to clean it up. And if I cherish it, I'll criticize faults even more. He no feel, he feet. It'll end badly. Classic gritting his teeth too. Well, Seeker, it's the people I criticize. If you notice. Yes, classic gritting his teeth. You're right. I don't understand the disconnect when people say we hate the country when our criticisms come from love. We want to polish the chrome. Yeah, my comment has always been there's nothing wrong with the system. It's the people who are placed in the system, and that we need to change things from the ground up. Start electing people who care from the bottom, and get rid of this lobbying system that we have. We don't need outside pressure. We need people to run things honestly and fairly according to the governmental system that was set up in the beginning. It's a terrible form of government, but it's the best one out there. Red team says, leave then. When we say, let's green the lawn. Exactly. Lobbyists are the core of corruption. Precisely. I mean, whenever you hear of a politician being in trouble, it's because he was taking too much shit from somebody else. Okay. I mean, the last Illinois governor to go to prison went to prison because he was trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. Okay. So, he says, I'm not giving this thing away, Is that Bubba got you riding a diagonal line, Spliffy? Yep, something like that. People cherish items they don't much tolerate the dust. Yes. Or a politician retiring to become a lobbyist. That happens more often than not. I mean, that's like commonplace. And how do you think they get those jobs? We got to stop the lobby system. And I thought that was something we were going to address in this administration. And like I mentioned, they're not going to reschedule marijuana or deschedule marijuana because insurance companies aren't going to pay for it. Okay, that's the crux of the matter. That's why it isn't going to happen. Especially when you can grow your own medicine. Yep, same ass right. Wipes ruin the country, whether in office or not. Make a new category. Oh, like descheduled but not covered? That sort of thing. I don't give a shit if it's covered by insurance or not. Okay. Just don't make it illegal. Okay. And think of the shitload of money the government would save if it wasn't illegal. Okay. They'd save a fuckload because they wouldn't have to enforce it. Okay. What's their problem? I don't understand. They could focus on other shit. Jarred the strawberry glue and white widow today. Oh, cool. I don't know. Seems to me it'd be just a whole lot easier to just decriminalize it. Okay. And just let just let it go. Like it's cabbage. Okay. You know what I mean? Let the states regulate it the way they want and just decriminalize it at the federal level. Make it a states' rights issue and let it go at that. I've been fighting this legal weed since I was 19. Well, sure. Who hasn't, Algoji may actually be Ghost Train Haze. I did research. Oh. Yes. Boom, done. Okay. That's when you first join normal. Decrim. Oh, okay. I understand. Exactly. Simple, you know. It seems to me easy enough. And then let the states control what they want to do with it. If they want to have it legal or if they don't, just make it a states' rights issue. Rethink policing, one aspect being the decriminalization of some things. Invest some those dollars on proactive measures versus post-corrective, absolutely. But don't leave our policy high and dry, our police high and dry, right? But decide who should answer what kind of calls, okay? If a crime is being committed, send the police. Okay, if it's not a crime, don't send the police. I finally don't have to hide at all and I can grow. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Really high, Katie. Should I go streaking? Absolutely, Stony. No doubt. It is. It is glorified slavery. It's what it's always been. When you consider that 1/10 of the people in prison now have been enslaved in prisons since 1967. Okay, there were 1/10 of the people in prison in 1967 that are in prison now.
Well, come on, boy.
Okay.
I got a treat. A treat.
You can finally run proudly. I see. Well, if you grew your beard longer, you could run in colder weather.
Here. The treat. Look. Here, boy. Here, girl.
My nose is so itchy today. Well, at this point in my life, it'd be my testicles, I'm afraid. Oh, you're on live last night? Miss that. You stand there and everyone else runs. I see. I see. Stationary streaking. I see. You have fun in your chat, huh? Is that you trying to say you don't need the shrinkage excuse? Yeah. Uh-huh. I see you were dabbing with Stony last night. I get it. Now I understand. That's where you're doing all that stuff. Boy, this is nice. I got 5 of these little joints out of this. And this isn't bad. I think I might be buying these size in the future. The other ones used to take a full gram. These take 3/4 of a gram. So maybe I don't need to smoke a gram every time I light one of these up. Yeah, I catch you in the chat every now and then, Stoney. I'll have to watch out for you more often. You got to meet Bill Gore. Cool. I've been surprised by the gentle ball smacking, which comes with some exercises I occasionally do. And like with the Mabu position when laboring, the movements feel natural. So too the ball swing. Okay. Go camping up there. I wear blue jeans too tight to swing my balls around, I guess. I should loosen up. Live a little freer, I guess. Should have dropped the last two sentences instead of cramming them down to two. Oh. Okay. Area 420. Got some time. I asked Jerry if I could live with him at Area 420. What's Area 420? Oh, Pilgore's new campground for stoners. Area 420. I gotcha. Area 420. Cool. Yeah, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Okay. Let's have something to drink. Really? Yeah, that's my kind of place too. How come we're not living there? Can you explain that to me? I'm learning that I've been wearing my body wrong. Not just poor posture, but the movements and positioning and more. Well, I know I am. I know I am. Spent too many years late in my career hunched over a desk. Sorry to say. 16 years walking on the street was good for me, but last 13 I was at a desk, so large part of wearing this body wrong came from sucking in your gut. Oh. I know I should walk with more of a pelvic thrust. I only do it when I think about it. The alien on Men in Black. That was a cockroach. Why did they suck in their gut? And keeping my pants up. Suspenders helped much. Less backaches and belly aches. Okay. But yeah, I should tilt my pelvis forward when I walk, and I don't think of it. I don't know. I should do that though. Well, 5 more minutes. And I get to smoke another one of those little shorties. They work out just under an hour, which is nice. So, you have no hips, stand up and the pants stay down. One of the largest growers in the state is where Pill Grower lives. Copper State Growers. Oh. Always wear clean skivvies. Good idea. Yeah. Good idea. Or colored ones. Wear, like black or something, brown ones. Yeah. Wear your shitting shorts, Good thing you wear your shitting shorts today. Oh, tie-dyed ones, yeah. Brown and white. Uh-huh. Oh, we're getting so close. Katie, it's almost your time. I lost my ass when I lost the 90 pounds. So now I have the same issue. I see. Yeah, well, I'm kind of funnel butted myself. I think it has to do with this huge stomach I have. Things kind of slide off my ass. The old chicks like tie-dye. My underwear comes from factory and colors darker than any this body might produce. So I wear leggings. I see. You only brown ones? Just in case? You're just in case leggings? Commando. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh boy. Oh, this is funny, but goes commando. Oh, who's that in the background? Oh, that's Heidi. Oh, Heidi. So we're rapidly approaching your time, Katie. There it is. Couldn't find my lighter. Getting ready. On your mark. Get set. Come on. Come on. Happy 420. Sure you will. Bet you won't confess all of them. Mine are too numerous to mention. Wouldn't know where to begin. I mean, I couldn't start at the beginning. I can't remember that far back. I ordered the wrong papers, the wrong cones. I usually get longer ones. Usually I get the 1 gram size. These are the 3/4 gram size. So I was able to get 5 of these out of an eighth instead of 3. So I think I'm going to stick with these. They come in fancier packaging too. See? Instead of this. See? Much cooler looking. So use 3" too, 1 gram. Yeah, that's what I was using. They were the, what do they call them? Not the leans, the 98 specials. Not the king size, but the 98 specials. These are the 1 1/4. So these hold 3/4 of a gram. And I like them. I was pissed when I first opened up the box, the container, and saw how small they were, but I'm liking them. Oh, no, it says 1/4 inch. Yeah, 100 millimeter. Or is it? I don't know. No, it doesn't say 100 millimeter. Even with my glasses on, I can't read bastard. $80 millimeters. The 100 millimeters are the leans, and they have a longer tip on them than all the other three. Okay. You favor oversized briefs versus boxers. It's like a hybrid of the two. I see. With the brief, there isn't the extra fabric on the thigh. And with the oversized brief, equipment room is just as spacious as a boxer's. I see. If it's got weed in it, it's okay with me. My briefs are too fucking tight. Wife bought them online. Okay. So I was hoping for a laugh. Otherwise, it's just odd. Well, I too wear briefs, and I wear bare naked underwear. So that you see advertised from Duluth Trading, and they don't come in brown. So, but in various other colors. So there you go. So like near beer? Yes. No, it's just you've seen the commercials, I'm sure, or maybe you haven't. It's this company, the trading company, and it's very airy. It's breathable and expensive, but long lasting. You wear nature's hair. Okay. Covers most of it. Back when I was a hippie, I went commando till I got till I had that zipper accident. You know, like in There's Something About Mary. Yeah. Very hairy. I see. Yeah. Well, it's time to buy button blue jeans at that point. You know, button bell bottoms. Yeah. I didn't have any button fronts until then. Never understood why guys bought those. Uh-huh. I see. You'd see boobies and a tiny bear would poke his head from that woods. I see. So you were wearing button fronts. Is that what you're saying? We got a bleeder. Can't tell if there's a dog at the door or if the wind is blowing. I think there's a. Is that you, Marilyn? Mare?
What?
Oh, you're there. Okay. I was hearing noises. I didn't know if it was a dog or not. It's you. Okay. So, something about Mary OMG. Yeah, you remember that, right? The zipper scene. Oh, it's painful just to watch. You have to admit. Yes, but painful. Funny, but painful. Okay. The movie was funny. You got to admit. I mean, the hair gel scene. It's burning funny. I'm trying to get it straightened out. The zippers were invented by a man. Yeah, I know. But the first one was pretty effing crude. I wouldn't have put that on my pants. The painful irony. Yes, painful indeed. I think I'm almost succeeding. 15, 20 more hits and I'll have it down. There. Success. Oh, that's funny. So it's Easter for you, some of you folks tomorrow. We're having a ham just because it's there. There were a lot of them in the store. Mrs. SPLIFFY is a Catholic, as I was raised a Catholic. Ham, I love ham. So we're baking one of those on the bone, ham on the bone. those canned things. And we're having sweet potatoes and I don't know what else, other stuff. My kitchen is torn apart. Oh, remodeling. People eat ham on Easter. That was the last thing Jesus would have eaten. Absolutely. Shedding lamb. Oh, I put together a musical block that I play at the bar on Easter weekend whenever I go up there. I was up there yesterday, needed a bag of ice. So I always play 3 songs. I play 2 by the Allman Brothers and 1 by Leon Russell. So you want to play these songs for some of your friends or just for yourself, for your own entertainment or whatever. But I play Tied to the Whipping Post, It's Not My Cross to Bear, and Leon Russell's Roll Away the Stone. And it's a nice Easter block, I think, to play together. So might want to give that some thought. So I think I'm going to sign off and have a bite to eat. So we'll be seeing you folks, hopefully Tuesday. Well, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. And I have no idea who I'm going to do, but it'll be someone. And unlike last week, I'm not going to do some young lady. That's how I ended my show last week. I said I said Tuesday I'll be doing some young lady, and Bud's caught it, and we had a good laugh about it, but it's not what I meant to say. Anyway, bye folks, and I hope to see you Tuesday. We'll see you. Bye now.